Welcome, soul family. Collective read for whoever resonates. And I'm in close today because I want to do a heart spread for you guys. And I want to look at the heart spread as pretty much like I normally do, but I do this, I look for angels. I do forensic tarot that's been with the heart spread. I can get usually right to it. But the number 2 position, which is kind of the 7th house, the animus anima that we project as our desire, be it as it may, becomes the higher self, and kind of what advice we can get. Sometimes, some of us communicate very well with the higher self, which I believe is said. Really, it's around Uranus in your natal chart. It's a higher octave of Mercury, the higher, or you could literally say, if you weren't a spiritual believer, it represents the higher mind, I would say, the frontal lobes of the brain, all right? So that's kind of what I'm asking here, and I'm asking for spirit to help me, to align me with the higher self. My belief is whenever this goes on, really what's happening here, whatever message, if you're getting a message, I hope you are, it's not about me, and it's not really about my guides so much, it's about your guides, I believe, and so however you believe, your angels, your God, your gods, your goddess, whatever it is, your higher self. I'm myself more about the ancestral angels, DNA. My grandmother's my angel. Been with me. She's been with me since she died. I didn't know it until 1990. Actually until 2012, when I really understood that my grandmother, my mother's mother, and she raised me when I was young, Grandma Evelyn. That she's my angel. And as soon as I realized it, I realized she came right to me. I didn't know that she died. She was in a nursing home. Been for a while. I would go see her sometime. Usually I was Lenny, the oldest son. After a while, I'd just be like, okay, yeah. And she would talk to me. And it's kind of interesting because I don't know much about my family. So it's funny, like they can remember things from 50 years ago. But she passed away, and like nobody in the family was notified for 3 days. I thought this was a good place, but and I don't know, I didn't really think of it, but my dogs had gone crazy one night. My wife worked out of town all week, and they were over at the door, looking up at the door, all 3 of them, and I was telling them N.O., and they're very well-behaved dogs. I trained them a lot. I looked up many books, and it kind of got me, but they settled down, and I went and sat down, and they did it again, and they're looking right up at the door like there's someone standing there, and when I saw them all looking at the door, like the hair stood up on the back of my neck. And I was kind of freaked out. I had this freaky feeling. It was very kind of negative. And my wife had bought me a shotgun then a while back for Christmas. It became a thing because we got mad. I made a mistake saying, why the hell would you buy me a shotgun? I don't even like guns. And well, she's from Texas, and guns are quite ubiquitous, so she thought she was doing the right thing. But anyway, I grabbed a shotgun, God forbid, because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. There's no one around for miles and miles. It's a beautiful place. And turned on all the floodlights around the house, had a big old flashlight. And I went out and left the dogs inside. I don't want them hurt, And so I was left them inside. They're barking. And I'm just going around walking the property, shining my light, walk up our driveway all the way to the road, and the whole time I had this sense like somebody's watching me, man. I just had this, and I was like, I don't know. So I just went back inside, and 3 days later I find out that was right when my grandmother died. Right, she died in the evening, and so it hit me like, wow, that's when she came. I believe she had to leave for a bit, but time is so strange. But the point is, she came to me right at the moment she died. you know. Five of Swords, Page of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So this is you, where you're at in terms of love and relationships. And this is the higher self here in this reading. We're trying to get advice from Spirit about our higher self. Look at it. It looks kind of dejected a little bit, that feeling, right? It's not even like contemplative. It's kind of like winning a hollow victory. I'm really thinking about, this makes a ton of sense, huh? For where we're at, you know. Compared to the higher self, with the restrictions we have on our mind here in the 3D world, try as we might, I mean, we're like a page, huh? Aren't we? So that makes a lot of sense to me. And we're asking for information, you know, with the pages looking back. By the way, using the Ethereal Visions Enchanted Tarot deck, and it gets it done. It's a beautiful deck. So I hope you could see this heart spread now as it comes together. I'm thinking about the Five of Swords. We're going to move now to the 3 position. This is how you feel in relation to your higher self. This tells me, you know, I'm not surprised, that you are making every effort to kind of level up. I mean, look, you're going from a Page of Swords to a Queen of Cups. I mean, to me, I'm like love water signs, you know, so this is like the best queen you could be. I mean, you're strong, but you can also be vulnerable. You're strong, but you also know about emotions and being emotionally aware and open. Now, I think what's interesting here, just looking at the position of your higher self, it's almost like they're saying there's we'll see what comes of this, but because I'm trying to think of how this works. A busy mind, because this is a hollow victory, this could be a lot of fighting, but the mind, mental, right? Here it can be communication with yourself. I think this is all about yourself. So it is all happening, as imagine all of this is in our own minds, involved outside of our own flesh, right? And the higher self is kind of like saying, you know, I'm kind of in a position of managing and with you and sort of fighting this battle. I think I can relate very much. It's I remember the mushroom said, you must fight without struggling. And I found that what the fight was for was submission. And I don't mean 50 Shades of Grey submission. I mean submission to God, submission to God's will. I mean, really, I could put it different ways. To trust in Spirit, trust in the guidance, you know, that kind of thing. 10 of Pentacles. So, wow, I mean, this is so heavy. I've never done this particular read before, but I have a lot of faith, and I'm being very open to my own higher self right now. Uranus is not in a bad position for me, oddly. And remember, I don't know, where do people get it in their heads that it's like transits are like immediately something bad. It's kind of like karma, isn't it? How negative is our society? It's like transits are neither good nor bad, actually, at all. They're harmonious or inharmonious, you know. Let's put it that way. Same as planets or any of the energies. So it's not really bad. But look, 10 of Pentacles, one of the most underrated cards of the deck. And here's Spirit, how they're reacting to you. You're coming in with this beautiful energy, and they're receiving you with solid energy. You know, cups are emotions. Pentacles is the body, is our finances, the clothes we wear, the house we live in, the things of the world. And I believe with the 10 of Pentacles here, with the Queen of Cups, this is perfect energy. And I'll go more into it, but with the Page and the 5 of Swords, I can see now more what that's about. And so what your higher self's trying to say, and I think we could very confidently now look at Uranus in your chart, natal, progress, transits, anything else you want to do, harmonics, but seriously, look at where Uranus is doing all kind of crazy stuff. Square with Saturn this year, and you know, look where Mercury is. You know, Page of Swords. It's going retrograde. Fucking week. I think it's going to be a big one. It's 25 to 10 degrees Libra, I believe. I was looking out on my scribbled notes. But it's in a strange place for me. It's in my second house, though. But you always got to remember, like, again, it's not good or bad. I'll tell you how you can tell if it's good or bad. I mean, a little bit of astrology. Look at the blue lines. Yeah, look and see if Mercury and Uranus are banging some blue lines for you to your personal planets. Forget the transits and transit stuff, my opinion. You know, I usually don't look at the bottom of the deck, but I have been lately with the heart spread again. And I would just note that the Emperor's there. I'll keep that on my mind. Again, look at it now. Look at Aries energy in your chart. My 8th house. It's all kind of important right now. Even, you know, Eris is there. There's an asteroid, Eris 136199, I think, is the asteroid number, and it's kicking up some shit, right? So you have here, you're coming in from Page of Swords, going into your heart, coming at spirit with your heart. And your higher self, I believe, is receiving you like really solidly. So it's only saying that, I believe, it will meet your mind. If your mind is agitated, I was today, my girlfriend, she's so stable. She's like, please me, calm down. I wasn't even outwardly, I was barely even saying anything, but I was just like, I had these password problems and stuff. It's the technology that gets me. It's like the last thing, the technology. Most things I could stay cool about. And I think it's kind of what this is about, because, you know, there's a coolness to Swords energy too. It's like, you know, just, you know, look at, because he's got all the swords laying on the ground, and he's like, okay, you know, I'm halfway there, and what did I get out of that? I mean, you know, not a lot. I think that's kind of the thing of it, right? So all that thinking and all that fighting. And what I found was really what we had to do is struggle to submit. And it's not as easy as it sounds. You're like, well, that shouldn't be hard. No, wow, this is fantastic. So this is your advice from Spirit. Now, the way I look at this becomes advice from Spirit as the heart spread begins to take shape here. So 8-card spread. In the relationship, so here it's not with a human, male or female or whatever. It's with your own higher self, this internal thing. I think, because I was kind of wondering about this, so I want to be clear about this. I had some feeling like maybe you were being told you need to be more logical. No. That's not true at all. You do need to control your mind somehow, negative thoughts. I wrote recently on Facebook, intentions are become like arrows that hit their mark before even being flung. And that sounds sexy as hell until you have a really negative thought, and so it's for real. And I think that's why this is here. It's like, you know, I kind of get a little bit of it, like your higher self's been busy sort of catching you. I'm thinking this is it. I really don't know exactly how all this shit works, man, you know, but I get the feeling like your higher self is like, you're throwing out these, I know I'm doing it, and I catch it now, I think, every time, and try to negate, but it's just some random thing that fires off, and I think higher self is like, got it, but it's like, kind of get tired, but basically it's not about getting tired. Higher self wants to say that you could do, that we, the higher self in you, who is totally has your back, 100% got you covered here with the 10 of Pentacles, your higher self, grounding you, you know, basically saying everything's going to be okay. It's like really. It's just kind of, that's what that, it's a look at him, and that's what it is. It's frustration. So you don't know what to do. He's like, yeah, I could keep catching these negative thoughts and throwing them back down to the ground here where these swords are. And it's like, there's a lot better use of me. I'm your higher fucking self here. I mean, do you just think about the things you can do? When it comes to Uranus, it doesn't hurt to bring some imagination to it. Neptune energy, I think. And now, because I'm saying all this, initially, Ace of Cups, one of the most amazing cards in the deck. I mean, here with this advice, it's actually saying to you, soul, family, collective read, whoever resonates, that you're just dead on doing the right thing. And it's a very emotional path, and I love the Queen of Cups, you know. The Queen of Cups, the difference, I think, you know, it's divine feminine energy, receptive energy, not so much projective energy. So what does that mean? The Queen of Cups is a little less likely to be passive aggressive or have any of the negative, more stronger, more projective traits. And with the Ace of Cups, it's like, my God, man, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. You can see this is a beautiful card, this Queen of Cups here. So beautiful. Wow. And this with the angel wings, the Ace of Cups is beautiful. I swear to God, I got to do it. I'm such a, you know, I got a hard beat. I need to do a reading where I just don't say a word and just hold up these cards, because I kind of think they read themselves once you know the positions. And that's just beautiful. Now, this is under your 10 of Pentacles. And I believe now what we have is your higher self is meeting you here. And this is the advice from Spirit. So, you know, I'm getting a little mechanical, but to me the higher self is Spirit, you know. But it's the part of Spirit that can speak to us in our thoughts, why it's connected to Mercury. Mercury's our thoughts, you know, just our thoughts. You know, Mercury's thoughts of communication, but they're also thoughts about and communication with ourselves, you know. But look, this Page of Wands is meeting your Page of Swords as you come in here. So this is the advice. It's, I gotta say, the advice now is it's time to step it up. And it's like saying, this is like a guarantee to you from Spirit that you will be given the strength, the fire, the wands, exactly as you need in order to step up into something. You know, the logical thing for the Page of Swords is be like at least a knight, move into some knight position. But the fact that they're meeting you here with the Page of Wands is very good, because look, they're looking towards you with this card into the reading, right? They're looking at your advice of the Ace of Cups. And it's like, have the strength to follow your emotions, have the strength to follow your intuition. I mean, this is a Queen of Cups who has roots in the ground and can understand things maybe perhaps even below the level of conscious thought, you know, can just have a feeling. You know, a lot of times that's Black Moon Lilith, the real one, H13 in your chart. When you have that well placed, I do not so much have it well placed. It's directly opposite my son's. It's been interesting. So, take a look at what's going on with that. This is the advice from Spirit for how to connect your conscious mind, your Mercury. I really think you'll see this in your natal chart, progress chart. Look at the transit energy, okay? To all of that, you're going to see this, but this is speaking to the Five of Swords. Remember, I really do believe that is your higher self, who's incredibly 100% solid for you there. Like it's a lock, you know. You never have to guess about your higher self. They're always there. With the Nine of Swords, I just hope you can see the card. Again, these cards read themselves. There's something that has to, you know, I know it's cliche on tarot channels, but it's something mental. It's a mental pattern. It's negative. It's not feeling good enough. It's something in our heads that prevents us from moving forward. I see this Page of Wands too. It's like this may be actually a person, perhaps a fire sign person, you know. Um, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius person, right? First, fifth, or ninth house person, sun, particularly if it's in any fire sign, that they very well could be younger, or they could just meet your energy. Someone that meets you, it may or may not be sexual, romantic, but I believe this is this page of wands here represents a human being. And one of the things about the Nine of Swords, very well could be a friend, most likely, that comes to mind about the Nine of Swords. It's isolated energy. Look, alone. Yeah, it's a nightmare. Yeah, you wake up. It's horrible, but you're alone. You know how everybody there can hold your shoulder and say, what's going on? What's going on? Or just say nothing for a minute. So it's always a good time. This is what friends are for, really. That you reach out to your friends, because these things are haunting. And this is what's causing the negativity that the higher self is dutifully catching. The Ten of Pentacles, okay, and the Five of Swords is the higher self saying, okay, I'm dutifully catching all of these negative arrows that you're launching out there, Dave. My thoughts reach the target before even being flung energy. And I'm going to keep doing it. I got you. I'm solid. But, you're wasting my energy. I'm the higher self. I could be doing so much more than, catching your negative thoughts. I think that thing's not scolding. It's just kind of advice. It's like, let's work together here, Mercury, and, raise up a little bit here. And I think that's this fire sign coming in here to help you with this energy here, which is this Nine of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Fantastic outcome for this. Thank you, Spirit. So, again, the Ace of Pentacles, not the page, the Ace of much levels better, and I'd like to see us leveling up. I was just thinking that because you're coming in here and you're moving into your Queen of Cups energy. Something comes to me that could be your progress chart moving into a water sign, or recently in a water sign, right? My progress moon just moved into Scorpio. It's at 1 degree. Pray for me, but I got this, man. I've been in the shadow side for my whole life. It's like, I don't know what else down there. I think I done got everything. We're going to find out, because at the same time, Pluto's opposite my moon. Okay, but Ace of Pentacles as an outcome, I think is really significant. Can be a progress sign, just hitting a new 30-year cycle, maybe in an Earth sign. But look how solid it is. And that it just kind of looks like a yin-yang effect to it too, with this Ace of Pentacles. And I feel like the higher self here is, in this reading, honestly, is saying that I think you're doing this. This is what you're doing. This is describing what I'm doing, what I have been doing, and it's not over. Because if I got upset about technology, if I lose my peace, that's the problem. I've realized now it's not their problem, his problem, her problem, government's problem. Is my problem, because it's my challenge and it's my desire to keep my peace, and like if I'm sabotaging it from the inside out, not going to be helpful. And this is becoming extraordinarily grounded and prepared. And I would not look at this in any way diminutive, because it's an Ace of Pentacles. It's everything. It's like this is it. This is like hitting the spot. It's hitting the spot, and everything's cool. And from there, it's like you not necessarily go upwards, you go wherever you want. I'm thinking, guys. So, thank you for joining me for the Higher Self read. Please do comment, helps the channel. Thumbs up, hit the bell, please subscribe. Send a link, a text message privately to a friend. Say, hey, watch Dave's channel. I am looking for organic growth, but people that are interested in tarot and stuff. But I do need to grow. I want to get to 1,000. We do this live, and I think it'll be so much more fun. Thank you, guys.